Why'd you write this book, Sam? Let's walk through the door this way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I wrote this book. It's funny. People ask, okay, well, was it something you had planned on or something you hoped to do? Honestly, this book really was birthed out of pain. It was birthed out of a time where I just signed like a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract going on my 8th year in the NFL, and on the outside things looked like they were going great. I had made it in a lot of ways. But as the title says, how to be real in a world full of fakes, let the world see you, I was catching myself hiding, not really showing people the real me. Prime example, people who know me, they know I love learning. Education is like my thing. I got my MBA while I was playing from the Thunderbird School of Global Management, the #1 international MBA in the world, and I didn't tell anybody. Kept it a secret from my teammates, coaches, staff. I didn't want them to think that I didn't fit into the typical NFL, mold.
Right.
Another, so that's one way that I hid. Another way that I hid really was like, people know, like, okay, people know me, I'm a Christian too. So it's like while I'm on the field and I'm getting into fights with guys and I'm competing, and they're like, whoa, what is this, Sam? We haven't seen this before. Where are you? And so I would try to hide this. I would get angry and I would hide. I would try to hide, right? And so, funny enough, week before training camp, 2018 season, Chicago Bears, Matt Nagy, new coach. His motto that year actually was "Be you." So it's kind of fitting. I'm sitting down with one of my buddies the week before training camp and just telling them how, yeah, things look good on the outside, but on the inside, I'm struggling, man. Like, I'm not doing well at all. And I remember just being in tears with this guy, like crying, like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's going on. And he looks at me and he says, well, Sam, and I said, I just need to get back to the football season, right? I got a week. We'll get the training camp season, be with the guys. I'll be fine. He said, Sam, if that's how you are right now, he said, I'm afraid of what happens when football is over for you, when you retire. This is how you feel. And as I'm like looking up and as I'm like crying, like wiping the tear away, he looks at me and he says, and oh, by the way, Sam, it's nice to see you. And I'm thinking, like, what do you mean by that? He said, dude, I've known you for 10 years. All I've seen is the put together, right, the $1 million smile, guy who's got it all together, but it's good to see that you are human. It's good to see you. And so that moment for me really was the start of something new in me, right? The start of me showing people who I really was. I actually started going to counseling. A week later, you recommended a counselor. I started talking to this counselor, and as I'm talking, the counselor says, hey, Sam, I got a question for you. He says, what do you do when you get angry? And I look at him, and I say, well, I just don't get angry. He says, well, what do you mean, man? What do you do when you get angry? I said, well, I just try not to get angry. And he looks at me again and he says, Sam, everybody gets angry. So what do you do when you get angry? I thought this was going to be like a quick, like, one meeting, 2 steps of getting it out. He was like, no, man, this is going to be a lot longer. What do you do when you get angry? And after he asked that question, I start to cry. And he looks at me in my tears, and it wasn't just like one of the little, like, drops. It was like an ugly, ugly cry. And he looks at me in my tears and all, and he says, it's nice to see you, Sam. And so this book, Rich, is really about what it means to be seen, to be known, and to be loved. I think at the end of the day, what everybody really wants is just to know that they're loved, appreciated, right? Talking about Le'Veon Bell, talking about Jamal Adams, talking about any of these players who leave teams.
Right.
What's the first thing they say? And I've been there before. Man, it's good to go somewhere where I'm valued, where I'm appreciated, right? And it's not a football book, right? I know my book, Let the World See You, How to Be Real in a World Full of Fakes. It's not a football book. It's a book for anybody who's ever felt any kind of guilt, shame, doubt, fear, right? Any of these emotions, and you ever felt like you had to hide them. It's about what it means to be free.
You like that video? Of course you did. Check out more right here.